ICE agents, it turns out, they have, it seems, gone undercover in trying to bust a lot of these Asian massage parlors and received sexual favors from those that they are trying to pursue. I don't know if it's shocking or not, but certainly this has happened, and the operation was called Operation Asian Touch.
Let's break this down. They've apparently been doing this for years. And you know how many arrests they've gotten out of it? 3 misdemeanors. And you know why they got those? Because other cops busted in while they were getting massages. And so they were like, oh, yeah, we meant we were going to do an investigation. We're just deep undercover. Dude, undercover doesn't mean under the covers, okay?
Yeah.
So apparently their managers have been approving this for a long time. And look at the balls on these guys, if you will, to call it Operation Asian Touch. And then they go in and have been receiving these services, including the endings, and they never arrested anyone. And when they asked them, why are you doing this? They're like, oh, the sex slavery is outrageous, and we are doing heroic rescue work. How many of you have you rescued?
Stopping human trafficking by doing this.
Look, when you're investigating human trafficking and all you're doing is getting hand releases for years on end, I mean, if it was, it'd be one thing to say, hey, I don't think it's really human trafficking. I don't think it's a big deal, and I'm doing this. I don't know if that's Robert Kraft's thing. Well, I don't know, right? It's another thing to say, oh, no, this is human trafficking, and these are sex slaves. That's why I've been going to them repeatedly. And so there was a case a couple of years ago where a guy's like, oh, I found the main human trafficker, so I went to her house 3 times, got 3 different massages. Did you arrest her? Well, not yet, but I mean, later when I got caught. But
that's the thing, arresting them for prostitution after you're availing yourself of what they were doing. Let me just read you a little bit about this. Federal agents had at least 17 sexual encounters with, this is my favorite part of it, in quotes, Asian females working in massage parlors around Mohave County, Arizona over a 5-month period in 2018, according to new research from the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism. That's at Arizona State University. Internal ICE documents show these activities had the blessing of agents' supervisors. And it is important, though, to realize, and you just said it, we just talked about it, that these people were then arrested. They were being investigated as victims of human trafficking. These agents were availing themselves of the services of these places, and then they were arrested.
Yeah, and a lot of times they wouldn't even bother arresting people. They just get services and they go home. I mean, it's absurd in every way imaginable. And in case you think that we're assuming it, we're not. Let me read you the documents. In an HSI, that's Homeland Security Investigations memo on the Mohave County investigation, undercover federal agent told a masseuse to, quote, masturbate him, and she did. It includes accounts like, quote, the female placed oil on her hand and began to stroke the UC's penis. They could then go and write this stuff down, okay? After a few minutes, the female stopped and gave the UC a towel to clean himself, presumably because they were done. And here's another one. She masturbated the UC until he told her he was done. Okay, I mean, and so I found out through this story, I had a sense of this, but it clarifies, and it's from reason.com, and you can read it for yourself. They did a good job in this case of going through it, and as we told you, investigation at Arizona State University, etc., that undercover agents can break the law under limited circumstances. Now, they can't go kill someone, right? But they have to be undercover. And so we understand that, in a place there where you're not allowed to smoke marijuana, maybe they smoke marijuana not to blow their cover with a gang or something. In this case, why do you have to reach a conclusion not to blow your cover? That makes no sense at all. That the minute she takes her clothes off or you take your clothes off and she proceeds, you could arrest.
Yeah.
And by the way, they never ever arrest the actual human traffickers. At the end of the day, the only people they arrest are the so-called victims.
Right.
So
that's what's amazing. And that handbook, by the way, that HSI handbook also says that while you can do things of an illegal nature, whether it be with drugs, as it often is, that you cannot, it does not say that you can engage in sexual activity if you're investigating human trafficking.
Yeah, and what supervisor in their right mind says, oh, you think they're sex slaves and they've been trafficked and these are the most oppressed women in the country or in the world? Yeah, go have sex with them and do it a bunch of times and then not arrest anyone. Nah, they're just, everybody understands what the hell is going on here. And what's amazing is unless there's an enormous amount of attention paid to it in the media, they're never going to do anything. There are two guys that are detailed throughout these memos. Are they in trouble? Not as far as anybody knows. Is the supervisor in trouble? Not as far as anyone knows. And there's also the disparity that currently it happens to be, I'm not saying they never did this pre-Trump. They'll probably do it post-Trump. But currently it happens to be Trump administration's ICE, right? So if it was Obama's ICE back in the day, my guess is Republicans would be like, you see that? There's no morality left anymore in government. And the disgrace and the scandal of what Obama officials were doing. I mean, you want to talk about the Fast and the Furious? This is the second version of that. I don't know how fast they were, but anyway. But since it's Trump administration, ICE is doing bad things? Great. Don't worry about it. Let's move on. Nobody's ever going to get in trouble.
Yeah. And nobody did get in trouble. So far, they're right.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.